As most of you know, I am an XRP fan, right? I don't currently hold any of the alternatives to XRP that people talk about, XLM, XDC, HBAR. I don't own any of those, right? But I found that a lot of people talk more and more about Stellar, and I decided to take some time to look into Stellar to see what all the fuss is about. I've looked into Stellar a little bit, but a few years ago, when the project was new, I actually learned about it on Coinbase. They had a program called Coinbase Learn to Earn at the time, where you take some courses on Coinbase and you got rewarded with these cryptocurrency tokens. So it was then that I first heard of Stellar and I learned about it. And even back then, it just seemed like any other geeky blockchain with aspirations for global payments, cross-border payments, and international money transfer, just like XRP and some of the other ones. So when I went to the website to have a look at what was going on now with Stellar, I had a massive shock. I have to say that Stellar's changed. It's completely changed. It's almost as if they had a kind of renaissance, a rebirth, and not completely changed directions, but they gained a purpose. It's like saying the blockchain is now mature. They have clarity of purpose and a more defined direction in what they actually are and what they want to do. Now, there's a lot of overlap between Stellar as XLM and Ripple's XRP. There's a lot of overlap, and a lot of the overlap comes in the cross-border payments, the international money transfer aspect of the blockchain. But in fact, I don't really see them as competitors anymore. The reason being, XRP is targeting institutional level participation, government level participation. XRP wants to be the infrastructure on top of which things run, right? So XRP, the ledger, wants to be the infrastructure on top of which real world assets are tokenized. It wants to be the liquidity provider for bridging currencies around the world. It wants to be a reserve currency for countries. It wants to be the ledger on top of which stable coins are created to run CBDCs around the world. It wants to be the standard through which people move money from bank to bank internationally. That is huge. That's massive thinking. I found, however, that XLM, Stellar, has sort of come down from that aspiration, and they're targeting the human, right? The person, the idea. So they're supporting the visionaries of the world, the ideas that would be great, would change the way people live for the better, that would innovate in places where would be otherwise difficult because people can't access tools and funding and things like that. So Stellar wants to move in. They want to be the token that provides that visionary in Guatemala who has an idea to change the lives of rural women, for instance, but can't access funds because the government are maybe not as responsive as they should be. Or that musician in Malawi, I love saying Malawi, I don't know why, but it's a country that's dear to me for whatever reason. Or let's say Somalia, that musician that wants to break out but can't because funding problems, infrastructure issues. Or that cook in Japan that wants to release a new healthy cookbook to the masses that's going to help, I don't know, people with diabetes or celiac disease or what have you. But again, can't access funds or doesn't have the reach. Perhaps there's a language barrier. All of these sort of worldwide grassroots problems that people might have that need a new way of looking at funding and accessing payments and reaching their goals and materializing their dreams. This is what Stellar is after. They're kind of like a Putumayo of the blockchain. I don't know if you know that reference. They're a group that do international music, world music is called, and they reach out to different countries and access their folkloric music, and they bring that to the rest of us. I'll leave some links to some of my greatest Putumayo albums in the description if you're into music. But that's the kind of feel that I get now when I go to Stella's website. There's this nice sort of yellow-orange feel and branding to it that makes everything so fresh. My favorite thing that I saw when I was doing the research is called Decentralized, and it's a project that brings to you these characters that I'm talking about, these visionaries, these human beings, these personal stories from around the world, where they're using XLM and Stellar infrastructure to achieve their dreams and impact their environment, if you know what I mean. So after spending a little bit of time researching XLM, looking at the website, clicking onto the websites of the people that were featured on the website, my opinion has changed on XLM completely. Now, is it going to moon in the next bull market? Probably. All cryptos that are valid and survive the bear markets will kind of moon, but will it perform like XRP in terms of the upside? That I can't say. I don't see it doing that, but it will definitely do well, like every other good value altcoin in the next bull market. But if you are into supporting these kind of human projects, it's almost like a humanitarian coin, a humanitarian blockchain now when I think about it, then Stellar is for you, XLM is for you. If you want a blockchain with meaning and with purpose, then Stellar and XLM. Not financial advice, just sharing my opinion. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.